No niin, Opeth on vihdoinkin Suomessa. Viimeinen keikka, joka oli joulukuussa, jouduttiin valitettavasti peruun, mutta tämä helmikuun keikka nyt kuitenkin tulee tapahtuu. Ja tosiaan meillä Dominationilla on haastateltavana Mikael Åkerfeldt, jonka kanssa istutaan ihan hetken päästä alas. Tsekataan. Vieressäni tosiaan istuu tällä hetkellä Opethin keulahahmo, eli kyseessä on Mikael Åkerfeldt. So, I know that you had to cancel the last show in Helsinki because you were sick, and now you're on a Finnish mini tour with Entombed. How you doing, and how's the tour been going?
I'm doing well. I'm not sick, so that's a good thing. I had a shot, like a flu shot, so I won't get the flu, hopefully.
I'm really sick, by the way.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I'm okay. It's not contagious.
Yeah, but the tour's been good. We've done 3 shows. We did on the boat, like the Swedish magazine called Close Up Magazine. We did their festival, whatever, like on a ferry, basically, because we're going over to Finland anyways. Right. We might as well play. So we did that show, and then we played 2 shows so far in Finland.
Right. Do you have any special kind of we like to think that Opeth has a very special relationship with Finland because your album went #1 in Finland, and you continuously play a lot of shows here. Please tell us how special the relationship is.
It's fairly new relationship with Finland. For many years we never played here for some reason, and once we finally made it over, I think we started doing like some festival or whatever it was, and we had a great response, and we just love it here. We love being here, and not trying to suck up to Finnish people, but it's the climate for bands here is very different from the rest of the world, and especially from Sweden. Like in Sweden, there's no appreciation for metal music. There's a lot of bands coming out of Sweden, but it's like Swedish metal people has to be told what to like. While in many parts of the rest of the world, people just like what they like, if you know what I mean. Right. And in Finland, it's just the whole climate for metal bands is just fantastic here. Metal is such a popular style of music here, right. So it's awesome for us to come and play here, and people are nice. The venues take care of us, like the festivals in the summers when we play in Finland. It's always the best,
Right. I should probably ask your bandmates the next question, but I'm going to ask you anyway. What kind of a band leader are you? Are you a pain in the ass or very kind, gentle, confident?
I like to think that I'm kind and gentle, but I'm pretty. I got a clear mind on what I wanted to sound like, and I don't think I'm a dictator type of guy, right. I'm calm. We never have fights, and it is very much a democratic process when we record and write in many ways, but I do write most of the stuff, but it doesn't feel like I'm the band, if you know what I mean.
Well, it does. Does that help you also, that you feel like it's not? I mean, yes, you write most of the music, and many people know you as the leader of the band. But do you feel like that you're a part of a band too? That's it's a support system. It's not only like Mikael Åkerfeldt and the Opeths.
No, we're all out on the same. I don't get special treatment from anyone. It's the same. And it's. I don't want it to be like that either. I want it to be a band, Right. So, I guess I have a veto on everything, if you know what I mean. But it's very much a band situation. I don't think that they have a grudge against me or anything. I think that they, in many ways, rely on me as much as I rely on them, right. If you know what I mean. So it's all part of a team.
Right. How many undertones and hidden messages have you put in your music that you think that most people just miss?
On the last album, there's a lot all over the place. In the artwork, in the lyrics, and the music and everything.
Will it remain an inside thing, or is
Yeah,
that...
there's no point for me telling people what it's about. You know, I've been pretty secretive about the lyrics for the last album because they've been very, you know, kind of sensitive, so to speak.
Yeah.
And never talked much about them, never talked about hidden messages. But there's some stuff on there that are complete gimmicks too, you know. Because once I decided that I didn't want to talk about the lyrics that much, I became like, oh, maybe we should make it even more suspicious and do these things. So like we had all the lyrics encoded on the album, and they're also separate on the two versions of the record, you know, like half of the lyrics on one version, half on the other, and then I put some extra stuff in there that are not lyrics. It's just ramblings, if you know what I mean.
Right.
And my idea was for it to be like psychological attacks.
Right.
If you find it, like, what the fuck does that mean, you know, and
You listen to the song over and over again
Yeah.
just to make sure, is it there or not?
exactly. But a lot of it is gimmicks.
You're offering your listeners a mind fuck.
A little bit, you know, but it's just like, you know, what can you do to make a record into, because, you know, you could tell right off the bat that when the album was released, people were really, really interested in these secretive kind of veil that we put on this album, and people were trying to crack the code, which they did like a week after the release. It was, you know, they cracked the code for the lyrics, and they were trying to piece the lyrics together because we just like we separate, like the lyrics are not they're like for one song there's one line there and then one line there and one line on the other album, and so people had to put it together, you know, which I think they love that stuff, you know.
It was definitely a good idea. Hey, one more question. What's the weirdest thing that you ever done for the sake of album or band promotion?
Well, one thing actually I'm fucking ashamed of that I did was we played in India for the first time a few weeks back in a place called Madras, and it's part of the real India, so to speak. And with that said, it's not a touristy type of place. It was very poor, and they had arranged a festival in a student type of area. So we lived in the woods, basically. It was surreal, to say the least, but it was a fantastic experience. But there was a festival, and one of the sponsors was Nokia.
Right.
That you know very well. And they, right before the show, Nokia in India came up to me and said, can you do, because we're sponsoring the show, can you do this thing, like we give you a cell phone, one of the new cell phones, on stage, and you hit this button and one of your songs come on the screen behind you. And I was like, I hate that kind of thing. But I didn't know what it meant for the community, for the festival. Right. So I was like, okay, I'll do it. And I didn't want to do it, but okay, I'll do it. And they didn't tell us when they're going to come on stage with that phone. And we thought it was going to be between the last song and the encore in the break there. And sure enough, some guy jumps on stage and starts screaming about Nokia telephones. And you had like big Nokia banners on the screen behind me, and they pulled me on stage, gave me the phone, and I was like... And I hit the button and nothing happens, you know. It's just complete. And I saw a guy in the crowd who was just like this to me, like, don't do it, don't do it. And they just completely ripped us apart, Nokia, actually. And fucked us over really bad. They started, in the middle of our songs after that, they started pulling out the Nokia banners in the middle of the song. And we had screens, you know, for ourselves, for the song. So I was fuming, you know. And I felt like I sold my soul, if you know what I mean, because I got the phone, but I gave it away to a cab driver. It was like probably his monthly wage, you know. But it was horrible, to be honest, you know. And I don't want to say I have a Nokia phone myself, but I felt like you know, that was just not me, you know.
All right. Thank you, Mikael Åkerfeldt.
Tack, tack.
Tack.